Hey, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another anime review. Today we are discussing Myriad Color Phantom World, I believe is what it's called. Just to wrap that up. Already, I can tell you I've got left off with a good feeling about this one. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a good one. 13 episodes long, one season kind of show. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. This is it was a pretty fun anime to watch. It was okay. If anything was bad about it, it'd probably be the characters, or maybe if you look in depth to it, plot holes in the story or something like that. You're gonna have a pretty good time watching it, following along the story and following the characters and coming to, I guess, be one with the world that they're living in. So kind of giving it some background, it is about this guy named Ichijo and his, I guess, little team. Starts off with Mai, which is his senpai in the Phantom Hunters Club at their high school, and there's not a lot of studying going on at school. All they do is go on the phantom hunting. Basically, it's kind of like a job where the teacher of the club gives the students jobs of like, go hunt this phantom. Shouldn't be too hard, but you'll get a reward for it. It's not, they don't get money, they get like something in return. So usually it's a buffet meal, I don't know. It starts off strong with the kind of a personality introduction to both Mai and Ichijo, and you get to see kind of what role they play with their two-man team. It's a really good opener to those two main characters as an introductory, but I like the way they did it, and I like the way Ichijo, his character is kind of made, and how he kind of like evolves and tries to push himself and tries to still be a member of the team, even though like as their team grows into a 3-man, a 4-man, or 5-man, whatever, he kind of got replaced in a sense, but he still wanted to be of use, so he's learning new abilities, he's learning a new way to use his powers, and that's really cool. And definitely with how I love how Mai is. I love her personality. I love how her combat is. Her combat is great every time you see it, especially in the final episode. Her combat, I love the way she shows up all in that shit. But dude, don't even get me started on Ichijo in that final combat sequence, man. Dude, that was lit. It's not really like a whole set story going down. It's not like I don't know. It's not like in Bleach where he's like, oh, Rukia got kidnapped, we gotta go save Rukia. It's not like that. You don't really know what each episode's gonna be like, but they it kind of felt like Gintama, the way they did their kind of opener, and then the intro song, and then the episode. The way they did their opener was, it kind of felt like Gintama, the way they kind of had like a satire, kind of joking around, but then they also kind of tell you what the episode's going to be about. I feel like what kind of brought that comedy was definitely that Ruru-chan? Yeah, maybe Ruru, the Ruru little fairy character. I don't know what the proper name is for her, but her name was like Ruru. So I don't know, but she definitely brought a lot of humor to the thing, and definitely her interaction with all the other characters was well done. Then you got a couple of characters sprinkled in, especially the one, I can't remember her name, but she definitely did a lot of yelling. The singing one, she was kind of a fucking stubborn piece of work there. But everyone else was pretty good, I mean, kind of looking at it like that, I would say everyone else was a pretty good character. I definitely like the mix of characters, except for the middle schooler, or elementary schooler, whatever the fuck she is. I don't like how she was kind of thrown into this team of high schoolers. I didn't like that. I feel like we could have done without her, or at least gotten some other sub in, because if you think about how the whole team was made, like as they collect more and more of their team members, she kind of doesn't. She doesn't fit in. You know, she's just a middle schooler that they kind of came across one day. They're like, oh, sweet dude, you got powers, man? Oh, dude, dope. Get in here. I mean, with everyone else, they're like, they kind of like, I don't know. I feel like they came in more naturally. Everyone else did. Whereas she was kind of like forced. Yeah, it helped her personality. Yeah, it kind of like helped her grow as an individual. But I just didn't like it. So that's from the plot and the kind of the characters. Again, the combat. I thought the combat was pretty well done, especially towards the mid to later episodes. It was on point in my opinion. And again, they had loads of funny moments, especially with the ape scene. The ape scene I thought was funny. I thought it was pretty got a good chuckle, you know. Then even with this one, it had its deep moments, you know. It had its heartfelt moments where you're like, damn, like I wasn't expecting this anime to go that deep. It was able to like hit you on a whole nother note from what it's been laying up from the prior episodes. And again, this is only 13 episodes long, so it's doing a lot of stuff within a short amount of time. I think they did it well for what it is. And again, with the whole theme and how it is, with the whole theme and plot line and the world they live in, personally, I didn't think they need to answer all these questions about the world, or at least in my eyes, the way they kind of introduced everything to us through the episodes was sufficient enough. I didn't need for deeper detail because I felt like everything came just naturally. I felt like you could watch it and you could be very accepting of how a phantom shows up, or fucking they steal the phantoms or something like that. It wasn't something like, how the fuck they do that? Like, what the fuck? Where'd this guy come from? What the fuck? How are you powerful? Like, honestly, I wasn't expecting like kind of a, I guess like a, I don't know, they had, early on they had one thing, and it unknowingly, kind of in the back of your mind, it's there throughout all the rest of the episodes. You know it's there, because they bring it up every once in a while, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And usually with these short episode animes, they don't really do this, but this one did it, where that thing is part of a bigger picture that they need at the end. And when they brought it back at the end, like, we need this, I was like, oh damn, like, cool, like, that's pretty neato right there, isn't it?
That's pretty neat.
Again, just glad they did that. I don't know what I would rate this anime, but I did think it was pretty well done. I think it was good. I would recommend it if you haven't seen it. I do believe I have heard people, I think it was of this, I think, that they were just ragging on it, and I can't remember why, to be honest. But other than that, I have heard good things about this show, and I feel like this was a good show, to be honest. So kind of course, you could probably tell from earlier, but the waifu of the anime is definitely going to be the Mai Senpai. See, she, again, with her combat sequence and the way she and Ichijo kind of like bonded, I don't know, I liked that little chemistry they had, and I feel like she was just overall likable character. I feel like I'm not looking at the camera enough. I'm keep looking away, and I'm sorry about that, guys. So she was definitely a likable character in my eyes. I did enjoy watching her every episode and fighting and being still kind of a vulnerable character, because she wasn't, I don't know how to put it, she wasn't like all uptight and like, fuck you, I'm fucking hot shit because I can kick your ass and shit like that. She was vulnerable when she had, like, around her friends, and that's always pretty much saw her with, so it was a good setting to see her in, and again, she kicked ass. So cool combat sequences, you can't go wrong with that, man. So that, yeah, she'll be the waifu. I think that is gonna wrap it up though for this little shindig. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what else there's to tell y'all about this show. Definitely watch it if you haven't already. If you have, hit me up in the comment section down below. Let's get a little discussion going, you feel me? So I will catch you in the next ones, my dudes, and I will see you later.